Alright, let's talk. Saw it this week, and honestly, Marvel taking a break to focus on quality over quantity really paid off here. This movie looked stunning. The visuals, the vibe, the cosmic scale, it just hit differently. And I know it's been a rocky road for Marvel lately, but this year genuinely has felt like a real return to form. First off, the visuals were top tier. The space scenes genuinely felt cosmic. And I loved the whole retro futuristic aesthetic of the city, of New York vibes. It was so cool, like the whole 60s theme that they had going on, but kind of futuristic at the same time. It gave the movie a really unique style that sets it apart from the usual MCU look that we're so used to. And the VFX was on point. Silver Surfer looked incredible. The Thing was fully CGI, but genuinely felt real. And I loved how they visualized Sue and Johnny Storm's powers, especially the rainbow shimmer on Sue's powers, and that effect was just so slick and polished. And compared to some of Marvel's recent CGI disasters, this was a pretty major upgrade. The story, at its core, is about family. And Matt Shakman, I think, really nailed that. Each member of the team had their own story arc going on, their own relationships between the team members, and I really appreciated that. And you got to see, little individual bonds with the group, like Sue and Johnny obviously being siblings, Ben and Johnny's relationship, and comparing that to the 2005 movie, it was less so, Johnny being an antagonist, more like a brotherhood, and that was actually really nice to see. Right, we've got to talk about the standouts in this movie for me. My personal favourite, the Storm siblings, by far. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, she owned that role. Leader, protector, mother. It's the most comic accurate Sue I think we've seen yet. I grew up watching Jessica Alba in the 2005 movie as Sue Storm, and I loved her Sue Storm in that movie. This really felt like the real deal from the comics. And Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm honestly surprised me. I loved Chris Evans' Johnny Storm, so then that nostalgia bias is strong and always going to stay with me. But Joseph Quinn's version gave us that intelligent side of Johnny that we haven't really seen. He is meant to be one of the 4 smartest people in the world, and some of his scenes, he was ready to just lay it all down on the line for his family. If we want to talk about the playboy side of Johnny Storm, he learned a whole new language just to impress a chick. Eben Moss-Backrack as the Thing, one of the best castings in this film, hands down. Yeah, it's all CGI, but that humanity side that you still see in the Thing, that was all him, and he brought that through that performance. It was Cousin did a great job. I can't wait to see how the Thing and his character develops in future movies, because we didn't get to see much of the Thing, but what we did see I really liked. Now, Reed Richards. I was skeptical about Pedro Pascal at first. I mean, he's in everything right now. He's currently having the blockbuster summer of his life, and while I think he played Reed Richards well, there were just moments where it felt like I was just watching Pedro Pascal on screen. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's just maybe overexposure, so I will give it some time. But he did do a really good job at conveying this character that is caught up in the complexities of their own mind and struggles with that, especially while also stepping into a fatherhood role. So I'll give him his props for that. The stakes in this movie felt huge. I genuinely didn't know how it was going to end. When we first saw Galactus, bro, his presence was massive. You genuinely got a feeling of that cosmic dread that comes with seeing Galactus on your screen. And then that first post-credit scene, it credited. Like, without spoiling it, let's just say that it ties the movie to the larger MCU and Doomsday in a way that actually matters and starts to make sense. It wasn't just a random teaser, and I sat there shocked, genuinely shocked. Now, as a comic book fan, this movie was great. You really feel that Jack Kirby inspiration all over this. The designs, the tone, the world building. It felt like the first family of Marvel finally got their moment. But if you are more of a casual viewer, I think the pacing might have felt a little bit slow in the first act for sure. Second act, insane. Like, the visuals in the second act, insane. And then the third act, I think, did just go by really quickly all of a sudden. It was almost like, oh, whoa, the movie's just ending now. Like, okay. Having said all of that, though, it wasn't as fun or fast-paced as the 2005 version, because I think this movie takes itself more seriously, whereas that one doesn't. I can kind of see the debate of, was the 2005 one better or was this one better? And as a Marvel movie and bringing the Fantastic Four to life, this 2025 version, Fantastic Four First Steps, definitely does that. Whereas if you want like a goofy, funny comic book movie to watch, the 2005 version, I feel like does that for me. So really, we've just got two good Fantastic Four movies that we can watch now. Overall, I think Fantastic Four First Steps was a really solid watch. It gave the team the respect that they deserve. It felt fresh, felt different, and it sets up the next chapter of the MCU with real weight. It actually works as a standalone movie, which Marvel has really struggled to do lately, and that is a feat in itself. And it's got me really excited for what's next. Avengers Doomsday literally cannot come soon enough. Like, seriously, December 2026 cannot come soon enough, because that is just cruel. That is my thoughts on Fantastic Four First Steps. Overall, I'd probably rate this movie a 4 out of 5. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what your thoughts of Fantastic Four were in the comments down below. If you like that video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more content like this. We're going to be doing more reactions, more reviews, and yeah, just plenty more to come. Thank you for watching. It's been your boy.